Hey, hello investors and future investors. Welcome to the channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you a simple option strategy that can be used if you're trading with a small account. More specifically, if you're trading with a small account with just $100. Now, if you are new to options trading or you're trying to use options in order to make some additional income in order to help supplement your regular 9 to 5, then you so happen to stumble onto the right video. Welcome to Investment Gains. Let's jump right into it. Welcome back, investors and future investors. My name is Tim, and on this channel, I show you how I use my portfolio in order to make consistent income. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you a simple option strategy. Well, it's not going to be quite simple, but it can be if you guys go ahead and look at the two videos before this. I will show you how you could use that option strategy in order for you to go ahead and grow a small account portfolio. And I'm going to make this as simple as I possibly can. Now, for today's video, we're going to be using none other than Invesco QQQ, and that's the triple Q. That Invesco QQQ is what's known as an ETF or an exchange traded funds. The reason why I want to showcase this ETF is because it usually has lots of volume, so it's going to be perfect for this particular option strategy. If you don't know much about the triple Q, you can simply scroll down and you could see the stocks that it's made up of. One of the key factors about this ETF is that it's very tech heavy, as you can see here. The reason why we say it's very tech heavy is more than 50% has all the tech stocks. And if you go ahead, you could see right down here, Nvidia, Apple, etc. So this ETF is going to move a lot faster than the previous ETF I highlighted in the previous video. Now, you guys know how we do it. We like to go ahead and get down and dirty with options because there's only 3 ways you could learn with options, and that's going to be to practice, practice, practice. So let's go ahead and go to trade QQQ options to the bottom in order for us to go ahead and open up the option chain. Now, the channel is growing, so I know most of you guys are new to the channel and some of you guys are new to options trading. So this information down here in its entirety is what's known as the option chain. And what the option chain does is that it gives us enough information in order for us to go ahead and make a very informed decision before getting into any options contract. Now that we mentioned option contracts, before I go ahead and show you these option strategies in detail, I want you guys to go ahead and do yourself 2 favors. Favor number 1, always make sure to do your own due diligence before investing. What may work for my portfolio, quite frankly, may not work for yours. The second favor you want to do yourself is that always make sure you have an exit strategy before entering any options trade. That way, if the trade do decide to go tits up, then at least you know how to get out of the trade. And lastly, these videos are going to be for education and entertainment purposes. Everything showcased in these videos just highlights what I'm doing with my personal portfolio. Now, right before we go ahead and jump into this detailed strategy, if you guys are trading with only $100, you could go ahead and get down and dirty with options by going and do option strategies right off the bat. However, there is another option. If you were to go ahead and take that $100 and open up a Moomoo account, then this is going to help your options trading even better. One of the advantages is that you're going to be receiving an 8.1 APY on any uninvested cash you have. You will get information about how to learn about trading crypto, and most importantly, you will get access to about 13 different option strategies and 9 order types. If you have no idea what these are, do not worry. I am here to teach you. So go ahead, open up an account with Moomoo, make a deposit, and start seeing all the benefits. If you guys want to go ahead and support the channel even more, then go ahead and use my Moomoo link in the description below. Now, let's get back to getting down and dirty with options. Now, this one is going to be a doozy, so I need you guys to pay very close attention. And if you haven't, please go ahead and look at the 2 videos before this, where I showed you how to use $100 with 2 different option strategies. So here goes. We're going to be going ahead to sell. We're going to be going ahead to put. We're going to be choosing our strike date. Just for the purposes of today's video, I'm going to be using the strike date of November 21st, which gives me around 9 days to expiration. The reason I'm using 9 days is because the last 2 videos, I show you how to do this on a weekly basis. So now I'm just going to increase my strike date just a bit to give myself more time. So now I have sell and I have put and I have my strike date. I'm going to go ahead and select my strike price. To begin with, I'm going to be choosing my strike price below the current share price. As you can see here, the share price is going to be $6.23. So let's go ahead. We're going to go down and look for a good strike price. Now, the strike price I will be going with is going to be the 607 strike price right here. And the reason I'm going with the 607 strike price is because the 607 strike price represents what's known as the expected move. Again, if you don't know what that is, just check out the two videos before this. With the 607 strike price, that gives us a fairly decent chance of profitability. As you can see, chance of profit to the top here. A 78% chance of profit is not that bad. Let's go ahead. We're going to select that. Now we are just getting started. This is going to be the first leg of this option strategy. So let's go into the second leg of this option strategy. Now for that, we're going to shift the parameters just a bit. Now we're going to be going to buy right here. We're going to be maintain our put and maintain our exact same strike date. Now, in order to keep this video as simple as possible, all we're going to be doing, we're going to be choosing our second strike price right below our previous strike price. So that's going to give us the 606 price right here. Let's go ahead. Let's select that. This option strategy is known as the put credit spread. If you guys watch the first video, you guys are going to see this strategy, the put credit spread. Now we are not done yet. So what we're going to do now, we're going to change the parameters just a tad again. This time we're going to be going to sell. We're going to be going to call while maintaining the exact same strike date. And this time we're going to be choosing our new strike price, which is going to be our third strike price for this video. We're going to be choosing that above the 622 share price right here. So let's go ahead, let's go up, and then let's look for something really, really good. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this. So the strike price I'll be using is going to be the 642 strike price right here, which gives me an 88% chance of profit. Let's go ahead and select that. Now, usually when I do this particular option strategy, which is the third leg option strategy, I like to use a chance of profit around 80%. However, this new option strategy is going to be a bearish option strategy. So I want to give myself enough wiggle room in order for the odds to increase in my favor. Now, the other reason why it went ahead and chose this strike price is because this strike price right here is going to be above the expected move. The expected move for the QQQ around this date is going to be around the 635. So I gave myself a lot of wiggle room. The third reason I went all the way up there to choose the 642 is because this ETF is very tech heavy. So that means it moves really, really quickly. So before you have your next cup of tea, this share price could just run up in an instant. So always remember those three things. Now we are not done yet. Let's go ahead and change the parameters one more time. Now we're going to be going to buy. We're going to maintain our call and maintain the exact same strike date. Remember, the strike date is extremely important. And now we're going to go ahead and choose our last leg for this option strategy, or rather our fourth leg for this option strategy. Once again, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to be choosing our next strike price above the previous strike price. So we did choose the 642. So now we're going to go right above to the 643. Let's go ahead. We're going to select that. And voila. Investors and future investors, this option strategy is known as the Iron Condor option strategy. The Iron Condor is an extremely exciting option strategy in order for it to perform. There's a couple of reasons why I really, really like this option strategy. And number one is that it's so super exciting. The number two is that the barriers to entry, although it's a four-leg option strategy, the barriers to entry is very low. Let me show you. Let's go ahead to continue. Let's go to review order. And voila, in order for you to go ahead and do this option strategy, it works perfectly if you're trading with a micro account, or more specifically, if you only have $100 in your portfolio. Now, in order for you to do this option strategy, you will be required to leave a collateral. The collateral in this case is going to be $100, and let me show you how to get the collateral. This option strategy, the Iron Condor, is known as a spread. A spread means that the strategy has multiple legs. So in order for you to get your collateral, what you're going to be doing is subtracting your two strike price. The difference is going to be $1 in this case. Now you're going to take your $1 difference in this case and you're going to multiply it by 100. The reason why you're going to do that is because if you see to the side here, you see 100 shares. Each option contract does contain 100 shares. So you go ahead and multiply your $1 by 100 shares, and that's going to give you $100. That's how you get your collateral. Now, one of the other really, really exciting thing about this option strategy is that it's an income generating option strategy, meaning whenever you do this option strategy, you're going to be getting paid. And even more important, the amount of money you receive when you go ahead and execute this option strategy is always going to be yours to keep no matter how the trade goes. And I will show you how the trade is going to go in a second. So in this case, you're going to be receiving around $32.84, or let's say $33. And that $33 is going to be in your portfolio right away for you to do whatever you want with. Remember, no matter how the trade goes, that is always going to be yours. Now, of key importance, I always like to highlight one thing, which is going to be known as the ROI, or your return on your investment. It's all good and well that you're making $33, but what I want to show you is the percentage of return you're going to be receiving. Now, your ROI, or your return on investment in this case, is going to be 33%. How did I come up with 33%? Well, you're going to divide your $33 here by your $100 that you left as collateral. That's going to give you a 33%. Now, in order for you to compare how good or how lucrative a 33% is, let me show you. The SPDR ETF, or the SPY, which is the ETF I used to make the video right before this. Remember, go ahead and watch that video. It's going to make this one seem way easier. The SPDR ETF usually gives an annual return of 10%. For in this case, you actually stand a chance in only 9 days of making a 33% return. Now, exit strategy. You do not need to wait until expiration date in order for you to close off these option strategies. The reason why I like to get a very high ROI is because I have zero intention of holding these contracts until expiration. Here's my exit strategy. Usually, whenever I'm up on the trade of around 50% or more, then I go ahead and decide whether I want to close that contract. So in this case, if I'm going to be up on the contract, that means $15 or half of this contract, which is going to be around $16, is going to be mine to keep. Once I get to 50%, I'm going to close off this option strategy. I'm going to lock in that $16. In order for me to close this option strategy, it simply means I have to do the opposite of what I did to get into it. So if I received $32 as income, I'm going to have to pay back $16 whenever it gets to 50%. So once I go ahead and pay back the $16, the amount of income I'm going to be locking in is going to be $16. Once again, that $16 is going to represent 16% ROI, which is an extremely lucrative ROI. When I go ahead and exit this option strategy, then I could go ahead and do three things if I so choose to. I could go ahead and rinse this option strategy. I can repeat this option strategy, and I could go ahead keep locking in my investment gains. Now, there is a couple of ways that this trade could go come expiration date. Now, I know this is a super exciting option strategy, and I am going a bit quick, and that's only because I already went ahead and made 2 videos prelude to this one, so you guys can understand it a lot easier. So if you guys are following along with me, or if you guys are not following along with me and you need more help with this, just go ahead in the comments below and just put in Iron Condor. So let's go ahead. Now, like I mentioned, there's 2 ways these options could go. Ideally, what you want come expiration date of November 21st or before. Remember, you don't need to wait until expiration date. What you want is that you want this current share price here to stay within your parameters. This option strategy is known as a defined risk option strategy, meaning the amount of money you put right here as collateral, that's all you can lose. You cannot lose any more. So come expiration date, you want this share price right here. You want it to stay between your 642 right here, and you want it to stay above your 607 right here. Once that happens, then you're going to be able to keep this income. Remember, I did mention this. This is yours to keep no matter how the trade goes. And you're going to be able to get your $100 that's going to be released back to you in order for you to go ahead and do what you want. Now, not everything that glistens is always gold, so there is another way these trades could go. Come expiration date, once again, if this share price here happens to go outside your defined parameters, for instance, if it was to go above your 643 price here, or if the share price dropped below your 606 price here, then you're going to be, once again, one of the bestest things, you're going to be keeping your income you receive. However, you're going to be losing your collateral of $100. Now, the entirety of your collateral is not going to be lost. The actual amount you're going to be losing is going to be whatever your collateral is and you're going to subtract whatever income you receive. So in this case, it's going to be $100 minus $33, and you're going to be losing $77. So in actuality, what you are doing is that you're wagering $77 in order to make $33, which is not a bad trade. Now, there is another way that this trade could go, and this way is not usually talked about because it hardly happens. If expiration date comes around and this share price happens to be between any one of your legs, then you're not going to lose the entirety of this right here. So for instance, come expiration date, if this share price is going to be like $642.50, then you're going to be getting back around $50. So you're not going to be losing this entire $100 there. So that does happen on a few occasions. It has happened to me as well. Now, if you are trading with a small account, particularly with $100, this is one of the option strategies you can consider. This option strategy is super exciting and it has defined risk. Once again, no matter what you're doing, no matter how this trade goes, the only amount you can lose is the amount that you decide to use as collateral and no more. So you could sleep well at night knowing that you're safe with this option strategy. This option strategy, although it's a 4-leg option strategy, the returns are always super high. Now, if you do go ahead and watch the 2 previous videos, you could see that this is a combination of those 2 videos, which is going to be a call credit spread to the top, and to the bottom is going to be a put credit spread. Now, with those 2 individual option strategies by themselves, the rate of return for the same risk of 88% and to the bottom of around 80%, the amount of income you receive was just around $15 or 15% ROI. By doing a combination of those option strategies and making it into these 4-leg option strategies, you stand to gain a lot more. And yet still, here's the best part, you're still only using $100. Now, a key thing to note, right? Whenever you decide to do this strategy, especially Iron Condor, the 2 best ETF to do it with is going to be the QQQ or the SPY. The reason for that is because this has so many legs for this option strategies, you need to do it on stocks or ETF that has high trading volume. And the reason why you want high trading volume is because with high trading volume, it's easy for you to get into the trade and easy for you to get out of the trade. If you do decide to do the Iron Condor on a stock that's not traded very frequently, you're going to find it rather difficult in order to get in the trade and out of the trade. And more importantly, you're going to find it hard to make some decent income because the bid and ask price here is going to be a lot wider. So just remember that before you go ahead and implement this Iron Condor. Now, for those of you that made it to the end of the video, you guys are the real investors and future investors. And because of 3 different videos, you guys now know how to use just $100 in order to make income, in order to grow your account portfolio. If you guys have any questions about the put credit spread, the call credit spread, or the Iron Condor, then let me know in the comments below. Now, I do go ahead and make all these videos in order to help as much people as I can. Now, if you guys know anyone out there that's struggling to grow a small account portfolio and you guys think this video could help them out, then the right thing to do is to go ahead and share this video with them. Together, let's help as many people as we possibly can start generating income from options trading. Now, until the next video, keep pushing your investments.